you going, peeps? Well, today we're still on the booster cart, still prepping up to get on the dyno. Still want to get a couple more things done, and my actuators that actually come in. So let's have a look at those. So these are the actuators that I ended up getting. So just a 12 volt. It's a 4-inch actuator, so it comes out 4 inches. Overall, it's around about the 8 inches, and yeah, 4 of those, and it comes with mounting brackets and everything like that. So we don't really need those on the rear, we need them on the front. And I'll show you, I've already started it. I just had to get straight to it. I couldn't actually film what I've done already, but I'll show you what I've done over here. So obviously actuators, and so these are the rear. So the rear I've made up a cradle for it. Okay, so the rear ones actually mount up. I've got actually nothing to mount to the top there. So the frame rails pretty much only stick to here, so you've got no support up top. So what I've ended up had to do is, yeah, make up a real strong cradle, pretty much a cradle for it. So how that works is, yeah, so that gets bolted to the frame as such, bang, and then once it's like that, then you can actually slip the other actuator in, and as you can see, it's bolt hole in there, and that goes in there as well, just like that. So bolts in there, and also on the front here I've actually welded a nut, and because I had to get this a little bit loose here, right there, so that had to be loose because that has to actually come out to go in. So if I had that tight, I wouldn't be able to actually get it out. So to get that happening like that, and that's just gonna, you know, probably rattle around a little bit. So just like an M8 on the front, and which that there will actually push onto the front of the actuator. If I can wind it up with one hand, just like that. And then now that won't actually wobble around anywhere. So I can just put another nut on there on the front, or a Loctite, whatever, but a nut will just be easier. And yeah, and that's the actual cradle itself. So yeah, come up well. I've only made up one. I just had to make it up on a spare moment thing. I couldn't film it, I'm sorry guys. Just I needed to, yeah, just get it out of my head, that's all. I had a vision of something, but yeah. So to make that, what I've done is some 25-25, real thick wall though. Cut a little piece up top, like that. Pop that on top of the actuator. We'll get the other actuator actually. Right here. So and that fitted really nice on top of the actuator there. Obviously drilled the hole, got that ready, and then this one, what I've done was actually cut it, and then cut all of it off, as you can see. So I've cut all of it off, and then left a little tiny bit on the top here. I'll do a diagram in a second. Oh, I'll do it now. So pretty much around about that there, and then cut all that off. So that actually just left me with a nice thick wall. It's around about 5mm wall on this stuff, 4mm I reckon it is. And it is very thick, but it actually has a weak point there, right there in that corner, and I didn't like that. So then what I did with the offcut of it, because now that whole bit here is an offcut, right? So then I cut this one off as well, and I used this side. So all up, you double them together, and you got around about 8mm. And then I actually, yeah, welded the whole bead together. Welded it all together, and then now I'm happy. So I was happy before, but I just knew that was going to be a weak point, because you don't forget, on the rear you got about 70 kilos, and then obviously me in it, you know. So I just wanted to be, yeah, extra strong, just in case it yeah, decided it wanted to go, and I didn't want that to happen. So, and then mounting point wise, what we're going to do is we got 2 M8s. So this is going to go on the bottom frame rail, this one here, and this one here is going to go onto the top one. But this one here, obviously you can't put a head there. So what we're gonna do is cut a head off of an M8, stick it in there, weld it on the other side, grind it flush, and then I will just have a thread hanging out, and we'll be able to, this one here is no worries, because we can, as you can see, it misses the actuator, the inside there, but this one here is not. So yeah, once we cut the head off, then poke it through, weld it on, and then you actually can just, you know, just bang it on like that. So that's what we've come up with. I've just got to make up one more. I can film up this one now if you just want. It's a bit boring because it's just grinding, welding, grinding, welding. But I'm pretty happy with like how it's come up though. So and it's very strong as well, which I'm really keen. And obviously the bottom, what I've done with the bottom was just cut a bit of 40 mil tube, squashed it, as you can see, and welded it up. And yeah, that's how I've done. There you go, there's the other one. I've cut a couple of pieces to do the next one if I needed to. I just had to make up one because I didn't know if it was going to work or not. So, and it actually does. So the reason why on here as well, because the frame rail that I've got there, it actually sits, what way is it? It actually sits in that way a little bit. So to compensate for that, I've done no gusset, like no extra on the bottom and extra on the top. So before it was just going to sit just that tad like that, but now it actually will sit pretty flush. So pretty happy with that. So I'll take you over to the front. You'll actually see how I've set up at the front. I've got the whole front all done. As I said, I just had to, something I sort of didn't film, but I just had to do it and get it out in my system. So that's what we've come up with that. We'll actually use the standard mounting brackets on the front. I'm going to paint the whole thing anyway, the whole actuator, so it doesn't, so you can't really see it anyway. So that's what we've come up with. Alright, and then just to stabilize on the bottom, there was normally just a little tiny screw here, so I've tapped that out into the aluminium body there, an M5, and just put a little bit of, just a small little gusset there. It's nothing special. And a little M5 on the inside there, as you can see, just to give it that little ridget. So as you can see, that's me shaking it, and yeah, it doesn't want to move. So, and replace, these come with little pins for quick removement, and you just put a split pin in the end. But yeah, obviously it gives you more rattles as well. So just a M6 bolt straight through, you see, and a nut on the other side, and that's come up awesome. So I'll demonstrate right now. The front one's working. I haven't actually got the back ones on at the moment. The front one's there, and then we'll get the back ones, everything working. So front one's lifted up really easy. I'm hoping the back one's going to do it just the same, as we know that the back one is heavier than the front. But I've set these back a little bit more, so the front actually takes a little bit more weight from the back. As you can see, I haven't got them right at the front, because that's where we weight it from, is there. So we've got to try to take as further away as possible, just so then it's actually supported properly. So yeah, I'll quickly film it up now, and then you can see how, how it works. All right, we'll grab the little power pack now. All right, so get a bit of juice in here. Alright, and it's just a positive negative thing. Right now it's an opposite. Alright, and I'll just join them two together. Okay, so as soon as I put power to it, this power pack turns off. You can hear it turning off because it's not got no load. So once it, as you can see how it turns off. And you can see this side here goes a little bit more than the other side. That's only because we haven't adjusted the steering on this one. So we need this side here to go lower, down further than that side. We'll balance it all out once it's done anyway, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll put it onto the, reverse the polarity here. Alright, it's got plenty of current and it's fast as well, which I like it. And it comes off and it goes to its limit switch and it turns off by itself. So exactly how I want it. Everything's stable, nothing's going to rattle. Alright, we got some paint on the actuators and all the parts. So everything looks alright. Just in can, nothing special. I just wanted it black instead of that silver. So they'll be able to match the go-kart. So everything is painted up, everything looks alright, everything looks pretty nice. So yeah, let's get it back on now and wire it up, and I'll show you what exactly I'm doing with the wiring up. Alright peep, mind the mess. We're got things happening now, so I've got them all installed, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, other one's over there, but everything's all just nicely, neatly with a bit of conduit. Just ran back, all individual, just so then I can, if there's a problem, I can suss it out at the back here. And now, alright, so we're wondering what we're doing with the wiring. I've come up with a pretty genius idea here. So we've ran everything back, all 4, into the side of the PDM that I've made with all the relays, all the wiring in there. And what I've come up with is pretty much just put all the positives onto one side, all the negatives onto the other side, and just 2 bolts like that. So bolt and nut right through, as you can see, bang bang. And then when that goes back on, and we got my jump starter here. This is what I brought for the going out with the go-kart, and just like that. So we literally just bang them on there, and yeah, everything will work. I'll just quickly get it now, give me 2 seconds. Alright, so all the power for these actuators are actually totally off the go-kart. They don't run by the go-kart. I don't want them to run by the go-kart because I don't want anything to accidentally happen. So I would not want power at any corner. So yeah, everything's wired up and they're the 2 terminals there. So all we have to do is grab this power pack now. And it doesn't matter what polarity it goes, because if it, there you go, like right now it's hooked up, but it doesn't work because it's already up. So, and there you go. And the back's already up because I've got the jack on it at the moment, so we can let the jack off. So it's just doing some cable ties up, that's all. So move that out the way, and there we have it, guys. We've got it up on all 4. So that's my clearance underneath the whole thing. So, and as I said, this is exactly what I want it for on the front here now. So then I can do steering adjustments, and also obviously put it into gear. Oops, sorry for that. Put it into gear, and also test out the gearing and things like that. So that's exactly what I want it for, and yeah, I think it's great. So I'll just bang everything out the way from here now, just make sure. Yeah, this is great. So, and the stability is great, absolutely really happy with it. So simple as that, simple as just reversing the polarity here, guys. Just banging in the other one. And there we go, guys. There you go. So everything's all good. The rears lift up real easy. I'm so happy with that. As we had it measured the other week. The rear is a lot heavier than the front. Not much, but probably about 30 kilos each side. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I'm absolutely chuffed with it. So, as I said, everything is off of the power. So, as I said, that's it now. So, you can literally leave power onto it because they all have limit switches inside of it and they turn off the power. So, they don't use any more power than what they are. And that's it. So, just a simple two pin there, and that's how we have it. So, you guys want to do one more? Hold it raising up. You can hear the rear ones got a little bit stronger, obviously. Alright, so obviously the rears are a little bit tougher, but they still pull it up nice and easy. And there we have it. So there's all the mounts in. You can see everything's working there. So we've got pretty much a M8 bolt running up to against the shaft, the actual body of the actuator, and a nut just to lock it in tight. And there, that's exactly right. Just an M6 bolt holding on top, but that's pretty much just to lock it in because it actually goes right up against inside up top. So that's what actually is putting all the pressure onto it. And right now, as you said, we can stand straight on it. No worries at all. Alright, so that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to sit inside of it. I'll sit down if we can. Just like that. And that's exactly what I want to be able to do. Just so then we can adjust everything at the track a lot easier. Just found it though, you sort of needed to take your jack every time sort of thing. But yeah, that's come up absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's real stable at the front, at the rear. They're solid as a rock at the rear because they actually have a full cradle. Obviously not as strong as at the front, but don't need to be. It's not going to be, as I said, I'm not going to be carrying up too much load on it anyway and doing it every time. But yeah, it's great. And also when it's in the shed, I would love to just do this as well. Shit, that again. Just because it doesn't get rid of the flat spots on the tyre. As I said, these are beadlock tyres. Right here, 1, 2 and 3. And when the O-rings go and the beadlocks, well, it's not too bad now, but might get a flat one. No, they're all good. But they slowly go down. So when they go down, they get that flat spot and then it takes a while on the track to get the flat out. So yeah, doggy's happy with it. So yeah, that's exactly there's my tray, and it's as easy as that. There you go. So easy oil change. All right, no more jacking it up anymore. Just bang it up on the stands, and yeah, that's where we're at. All right, guys, I'll leave it at that. Thanks very much for staying in tune. Let me know what you guys think of little projects like this. And yeah, I'll make more of this sort of stuff for you. If you want to know any more information and stuff like that, so just let me know down in the comments. And yeah, but yeah, thanks very much guys, and we'll see you next time. See you later. What do you reckon? Good. Alright, I'll go down. Alright, going down. Experiment with a, how many kilo child? How heavy are you? Like 100 kilos? What? Like 100 kilos? Yeah. 100 kilos, here we go. There we go, back on the ground. Alright, what do you reckon, mate? Yeah. Alright, wicked.